Welcome to Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes with your host Bert Laporte, Damien Monte Carlo, and Angry Mike D. Alright, sit back and enjoy the ride as they talk about all things that rock and other useless knowledge you don't care about. And remember, every asshole has an opinion. This is theirs. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.
All right, we're back. Another episode of Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes.
Yeah.
Tapestries and tasty cakes.
Tapesty. This one we're going to talk about the Ed Gein movie.
The Monster series, right, from Netflix.
Yeah.
And there's the series. Oh, this is like the third one, maybe third or fourth. Yeah, so it's definitely gained some ground as far as I didn't see the Dahmer one, but everybody said the Dahmer one was good.
That was really good. Yeah.
I didn't see that one. I seen the one about the brothers, Mendez brothers. I seen that one, and that was okay. And then we'll talk about this one. Did anybody else see anything? Did you see any of them, Mike? Besides this?
No, this is the only one I saw.
Okay.
I thought they're all like really well done.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
It looks good. But yeah, so we got I don't know if I want to say his name right. You know, I liked it from Sons of Anarchy. Charlie Hunnam. Hunnam, that's how you say it. Charlie Hunnam plays Ed Gein. Susanna Sun plays Adeline Watkins. Laurie Metcalf plays Augusta Gein. Laurie Metcalf, really good in this. She also was on Roseanne. She played Roseanne's sister, and she played Sheldon's mother in The Big Bang Theory.
Okay, I didn't even know that. That's who she was.
Yep. Tom Hollander played Alfred Hitchcock. Vivian Crepes played Isa Koch, if I say the name.
Icy crotch.
Isa Koch, the Nazi lady.
I think it's cock.
Oh yeah,
it might be.
Yeah, I think it
Koch.
is. It's...
And so like they're like the kind of like main characters of the thing. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's. I mean, we'll break it down a little bit, but there's some false things and some stuff that was, liberties taken. But so I'm going to run down. We don't need to know it in order. I don't expect anybody to remember the episodes, but the first episode, we could talk about this. He had a strict childhood from his mother. His mother was pretty out there. His brother died, or I don't know if he killed his brother. What are your thoughts on?
Mysteriously.
Yeah, mysteriously. What are your thoughts?
I think he killed. Well, they showed you him killing him.
Yeah, he probably did. I mean, there was no proof that he did, but there wasn't proof. There wasn't ways to
good forensics back then.
Exactly. Right.
Right. So yeah, and then she's got the whole religious thing that she had going on,
Yeah, talk about extreme, man.
Oh yeah. And then after her death, he goes a little wackier. But so the fact versus fiction here. We'll go with that. It portrays Ed killing Henry, intentionally staging fire to hide it. That's what the movie gave us. In reality, Henry died in a brush fire, and investigators concluded it was accidental. But we all
know that.
Right, we all think probably the opposite. It could be the opposite. Yeah. But he was delusional. Like, I didn't know what was real and what wasn't real as far as,
Yeah, he was. They said he was schizophrenic.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's probably before a time where they knew.
Yeah, they didn't really
what to do
diagnose
yeah.
shit like that. They would give you, like shock treatment or whatever back then if you were a little different. Now they just give you medicine and whatever.
Yeah.
I'll take the shock treatment.
Yeah. You say that now. Yeah, you say it now. Okay, and it says accurate based on fact is that he was close to his mother and had like a real tight relationship with his mother. Partially factual, Gein did not. Oh, I'm sorry. Partial factual, Gein did indeed grave rob. He did a grave rob. It was a definite. Did a grave rob after his mother's death. But I think it looks like he killed two people and maybe the brother. The rest of it seems like it was grave robbing.
Yeah, well, that was all in the movie. I mean, he it was only like including his brother, it was only three people, I think, right? He didn't really
I
kill
th-
anyone else.
I think so. I think
He
he
killed a
dug up.
babysitter.
The
I don't.
babysitter,
We'll get into that. I don't think that's actual. I don't think that's a fact.
right, right,
Really?
So yeah, I got it, and I got it in the notes. Well,
Okay.
yeah.
in a later episode. So yeah, so the first episode kind of deals with all that, and I thought, I thought the acting was good on the, I thought all the acting was good. The voice was a little weird.
I thought all the acting was great.
Yeah,
In the show, especially Laurie Metcalf. I thought she was great.
I thought she
Well,
should get an award. I think for it. That's how good she was.
I had no idea that. I'm like, as the first episode's going on, I'm like, man, who's this guy playing Ed Gein? I had
I didn't either.
no clue,
Was that
no
John?
clue.
Was that John Cena's other brother, his evil
Yeah,
twin?
They look like they look like if John Cena and Gunther somehow had a
he
kid.
did. Yeah, he did look like it. So I mean
Yeah,
that's good acting right there. I mean, he hit his voice really well. Maybe that's why he changed his voice like that. That could
yeah,
have been it because I heard that he didn't really speak that way.
right, right. Yeah, it was that it was, but you would never know that was Jax from Sons of Anarchy. No
So wait, who
way.
didn't speak
No.
that way? Ed Gein?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like I pictured like I only knew him from like seeing pictures and stuff. Like I pictured just like a gruff, like kind of hillbilly kind of voice.
he
But
did kind of look like him though. I mean,
he
Yeah.
did a
you
good
see,
job.
yeah,
I thought he was an old man. Like I thought he was a really old man, like by seeing pictures, but he
yeah.
wasn't that old.
I thought
Every-
it was before the
Everybody
50s.
looked old
Yeah.
back then.
Like for some reason, and I knew the story, but I thought it was like way before the 50s. I thought it was
Yeah.
way before that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I didn't realize how later it was. I mean, he passed away in our lifetime, pretty much. Which,
Right.
right. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I really didn't know much about the guy at all. So I was coming in here, pretty much like this is the information, and a lot of these shows they all take liberty.
Yeah.
Stuff,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. All right. So moving on to the second episode, I'm going to give a rundown what happens. Ed suffers from horrific visions, hallucinations. Flash forward to 1959. They show Alfred Hitchcock in Psycho entering the narrative. Ed meets Adeline Watkins, begins showing her his macabre collection. Macabre. The shock scene is Ed kills Mary Hogan, who's a bartender, and drags her body home. Hitchcock processes showing Norman Bates, actor, disturbing items, vulva skulls, to invoke trauma on the scene. So let's go with some fact or fiction here. The hallucination involving concentration camp inmates is a dramatic device. No historical records support that Gein and such visions tied to the Holocaust theme. So what do you think on that?
I have
Like
no idea. I mean,
so all that stuff he was imagining, I guess, through the comic book really wasn't
what that he wasn't aware of that person or
that didn't it, I don't think it existed. I think they just threw that in to
Right. I think they
that
did.
person was real.
She was
I mean,
real though.
she was
Yeah.
real, yeah.
Yeah, she was real. So
She
maybe
was real.
he heard of her somehow, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe his fascination wasn't as deep.
Right, right. They're saying. I mean, I heard that it could have been the whole religious thing with the mother, and who knows. I mean, it was way different back then. Okay, partially fictional, loosely based. The series links Hitchcock's Psycho and Gein's crimes more directly than historical evidence supports, dramatizing Hitchcock's awareness of the use of real artifacts in filming. In reality, Psycho was loosely inspired by Gein's case, but there is no record that Hitchcock showed human remains to the actors. So that was just, you know what? I thought the guy that played Hitchcock really didn't look like Hitchcock.
No,
I
not
didn't
at
think so. Yeah, I agree. I mean, if anything, I didn't really see any resemblance.
all. Like I think Hitchcock's got such a polarizing look. Like you should know Hitchcock when you see him, and
Yeah,
it took me a little bit, like 5 or 10 minutes, to realize, hey, that's Alfred Hitchcock.
he kind of moved like him.
So-
I mean,
He did
Wait,
kind of
but-
move like him.
But like he's got that lip, he's got the profile. It's like this guy was kind of he looked
Yeah.
thinner than him. It just didn't work out for me. It didn't look
Yeah.
like Hitchcock.
Yeah, and then when they talk about how he took Mary Hogan, they said that a lot of that was dramatized too. But who knows? There was no record really of all that back then. Fictional uncertain. The character Adeline Watkins is loosely based on a real neighbor, but much of her role, like the participation in the grave stuff, the dialogue, the whole romantic thing, is all speculative. They didn't. It's not a definite. Now, Mike, you were saying earlier that you think she did something afterwards as far as getting involved?
What do you mean? Like,
Like,
I don't. I think she was a lot less than you think. I think she kind of jumped in, like the real one, jumped in at the end trying to get a little attention. But I don't think she really was around him. I don't think she witnessed anything. I think she was just trying to jump on the whole fame thing.
Yeah.
Who talk about the girlfriend?
yeah, it really wasn't his
Adeline,
girl.
yeah.
Yeah, it really wasn't his girlfriend.
Yeah.
I think he was even hallucinating a lot about her too for some reason. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. They try and make him like a little bit of the shy ladies man. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. Episode 3, The Babysitter. Here's the plots. Ed attempts to connections with the babysitter figure, perhaps abducting or interacting in sexual violent ways. Dark fantasies beginning to bleed into reality, and Ed's obsession to deepen the boundaries blur. Yeah, fictional and what's invented here. There's no credible historical record that Ed Gein kidnapped or murdered a babysitter. That's what they're saying here. Dramatize mental state, the blending of fantasy and reality is a narrative device to illustrate his deteriorating psyche. The show uses its aggressive, it gets aggressive pretty much to make it more dramatic. So the whole, the whole scene with I guess where he's babysitting the kids, that probably never happened.
Oh yeah.
I did read he did do babysitting for money and stuff like that, but I mean, I don't think
Fucked
he's
up.
doing magic tricks with fingers.
Yeah.
Dead people fingers, or should I say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty. I mean, there was a lot in this show that was disturbing.
Oh, yeah.
that
It was
made a lot for
disturbing, but
me.
at the
That
same
was-
time, I'm like, this didn't happen. It's
right,
like,
yeah.
That-
Well, yeah, I kind of didn't look at it that way. I was just looking more of the entertainment part of it.
Right.
Like I was watching, some made up thing.
Well, that's what it was. That's what it was kind of like for me. It was more like a made up thing. Okay, episode 4, Green. I don't understand. I didn't figure out the whole Green thing at all. He's torn between two mothers, his two women, Adeline versus another. I guess who the other is, I don't know. They talk about flashbacks
that-
to what's that?
it was the shop owner.
Oh, which it's another.
Oh yeah, right.
That's another made up thing. Here it goes. Yeah, okay. The murder of Bernice Warden, who was the shop owner.
She
is
was real though. I thought
That was
She was.
She was real.
She was real. Yeah, it's saying it was dramatized, possibly prior. There really wasn't no romantic involvement. They're saying so that whole scene with her flirting with that was all probably made up.
Yeah, she was a horny old lady.
Yeah, I don't know how true that was. But they're saying that a key piece of evidence was a hardware store receipt. That's how he got caught. Which they do show that in the show. They do show that in the show. Yeah, same thing with the suggestion of him being torn or emotional. He might not have no emotion because, he probably have different personalities or whatever the deal was. But did you guys pick up on the green thing? Besides, her outfit was green. There was a couple other green things. I didn't get the whole green thing.
No, I didn't either.
Yeah. On the episode 5, Adeline's ambitions in New York, which was totally made up. I don't think they followed her enough to go to New York.
Yeah.
I mean-
I kind of feel there was a lot of stuff in here that was like filler.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
they could have did this in half the episodes.
4 episodes it could have been.
Yeah, I think we all agree on that pretty
Yes.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
And-
scene seemed like a filler. It seemed like a filler episode.
Like just it went away from the rest of the story. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't get it either. And then the whole thing, they said it was him having sex with the bodies after he dug them up. They're saying that he never admitted that either, which I don't know how true that is or not.
I mean, nobody will ever know, but
Yeah.
it's
The most
Yeah.
disturbing thing to me was him banging that old lady. Oh, Eddie! Oh, Eddie!
Yeah, that was
that was the most disturbing thing in that, I think.
yeah. Yeah. But they did say, the investigators did find human remains and parts of the body. Like all that stuff was true, but the Adeline's journey to New York, I think it was just thrown in for dramatic. I don't think she was as big as a part of it as they definitely made her,
No.
I guess they have to put some kind of love story in something,
yeah. Well, she said that in real life, she said that she was like his girlfriend or love interest, and
Really?
then years later she kind of retracted her statement, says that she made it all up. So who knows?
Yeah. It might have been a media thing just to get attention. 'Cause she was never charged with anything, right? As far as we
Right.
know.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, you would think she'd be some kind of accomplice if she knew about it for real, you know?
Sure. Sure. Okay, episode 6, Bucks and Bird. The plot: authorities discover the macabre crime scene in Gein's house. Ed gives puzzling explanations to the questioning officers. Adeline's role becomes more central, possibly implicated. All right, so the fact and fiction here. Fact: when police investigated Gein's house, they discovered numerous human remains, skulls, pelvises, body parts, and artifacts made from human skin. So that was true.
Hmm.
Um, Fiction or dramatized? Over here, we got it most likely dramatizes how Ed interacts with the law enforcement. I don't think he was like, getting locked up and going, "Hey, what are you doing? Hey, hey,"
Right.
or all them cops are outside the house and he just shows up. Hey, what's everybody doing?
Yeah.
You
What are
know
you
what I
doing
mean?
here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? I mean, that was a little. I'm like
What are you
fucking.
doing? Yeah.
That part. And then I think that really was the guy's mother, the cop. I think that
Hmm.
was the mother's cop. I mean, the cop's mother, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I did read where he really beat the shit out of him, too.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, sure. Sure, sure. Episode 7, Ham Radio. Ed uses ham radio to communicate with figures. I guess like Lisa Couch, I can't say her now, Isa Couch, Christine Jurgensen, or other fantasies. He's diagnosed with schizophrenia, confusion over memory delusions, mixing fiction with reality. He receives medication and experiences a moment of mistaken recognition with a nurse he believed he killed. So they pretty much put him in the mental hospital at this point and tried to fix him, you know? But I think the nurse thing was kind of made up.
Yeah. Well, I think they just showed that stuff to show that he was a schizophrenic. That he thought he was talking to somebody and he wasn't.
Right.
You know. So they just I think sometimes they put things in shows that just show you what kind of like what was going in their through their mind. So
Right.
we could kind of relate to it. Because at the end, remember he's talking to the doctor, the psychiatrist there, and he says, Ed, but by the way, that ham radio was never plugged in, and
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
we never gave, we never shipped out any of those other ham radios to those people. You were talking to yourself the entire time. You
Right.
know,
Which could have been, right? I mean, that
yeah,
could have been.
sure, yeah.
Yep. Okay, episode 8, which is the final episode, The Godfather. The lines between past, present, delusional, fully blur. Ed is shown helping FBI agents, which I doubt that happened.
Uh,
For Ted Bundy, I don't know about that.
I wouldn't be so sure to shoot that down because you should check out if you haven't. There was a show on Netflix called Mindhunter.
Hmm.
It was 2 seasons, dude. It was fucking great.
It was based
And
on Red Dragon, from the same thing with Hannibal Lecter, wasn't that? It was part of that thing,
sort
right?
of, yeah, but this was true story, and
Okay.
those two guys that were in this series,
Hmm.
um, where they're interviewing Ed Gein about, hey, how, they're asking him about those serial killers going on. This whole series was about those two guys,
Mm,
and they basically there was no such thing as serial killers prior to like the 70s. There were just
Hmm.
people
right.
who
Right.
so these two detectives, they're FBI agents. They kind of coined the phrase serial killers or whatever, and it became, and they kind of set up like a program where they would talk to certain people like Ed Gein and ask them pretty much to help them. How do these serial killers think? So that was, whether he talked to Ed Gein or not, I'm not sure, but those guys in that show, in real life, they actually did talk to, and I'm sure they still do that now.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah,
Just
probably.
like just like in, yeah,
It could
Hannibal
have
Lecter,
happened.
same
Right.
deal.
Well, if you before the I guess the Hannibal series, did you see the movie Mindhunter before that?
No. Wait, was that
No.
part of it? Was that part of it?
Mindhunter was the original.
I
Mindhunter was
think I
before Silence, and they actually did Red Dragon, which was
I
kind of
did
like
see that.
Mindhunter
Yeah,
redone.
I saw those. Yeah,
Yeah, and that kind of had where he was helping with the
same deal.
case.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, so the fact and fiction thing here, right? So you got the I can't even fucking say it. I can't- the Gein assistant and captured Ted Bundy. You know, I don't know if that's
Bungie.
fictional or not. With Ted Bundy, Ted Bundy. Uh, you know, he wasn't institutional. He was. It says that he was institutionalized well before Bundy's crimes happened. So maybe it wasn't Bundy, but he probably maybe did help on something else.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The vision sequences of him, you know, dancing with the nurses and people praising him. That's absolutely either in his head or fucking fake. Um, Fact and legend. It's true that Gein's gravestone has been stolen multiple times in real life. So that actually did happen.
Yeah.
And speculative or dramatized closure. The moral stance, Ed asking Adeline not to kill, is a writer's choice, not based on documented events. Based on facts, he was committed to a mental hospital after being found not guilty by reason of insanity. He died in '84 in that institution. Yeah, I mean that's crazy, man. Um, like I don't like the ending with all the I guess with I
That
don't know.
was
It was weird.
Mhm.
look,
It
man. The
was
guy did
weird.
he did a lot of shitty things. You know, it seemed like that last episode was they're trying to like make it like a redemption thing. Like,
Right.
Yes. Well,
you
that's
know,
my problem. That's my problem with
yeah,
that.
I that didn't really feel too good.
Well, no,
Seeing all that.
it
Yeah.
seems like any movie they always try and show either sympathy or empathy for the bad guy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
know,
They're
it,
a little overboard. I thought with that with the sympathy. You know.
yeah, yeah. I think we all agree on that too.
So
Yeah.
who was the guy with the tits?
It's serial killer. That was Richard Speck.
So is that
Yeah.
real? That was
He's
that
a.
real?
I don't know if his interaction with him was real, but he was definitely a real guy.
I mean, he did that. He got breast implants and everything
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
definitely. Yep. Yep.
Huh. Yeah.
I didn't know much about him.
Yeah. I
I
didn't
heard
know
the name
anything.
before, but
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, but it's like the influence I guess on pop culture, you figure what movies do we get out of the idea of all this? We got Silence of the Lambs,
A lot.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I mean, there's probably so many of them. Psycho.
Psycho.
Psycho. I'm sure you had the like Hills Have Eyes, maybe.
There was definitely a bunch. Um, you know, I wasn't that crazy about how they intertwine the the films that were made. Like they should have kept it at the end. You know, like talking about Psycho. Like they went
Yeah.
into like parts, but
Well,
they
too
never really
much.
went. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was hokey in a way.
right. Did I
Yeah.
need?
I mean, I liked the series, but I kind of felt like it was it was a bit too much filler. I thought.
Yeah, I mean, do we need 40 minutes of, you know, the guy from Texas Chainsaw Massacre thinking where you got the idea, you know, in the department store?
Yeah, I mean, I thought they recreated a lot of those scenes really well. I thought
Oh, they
that was
did.
pretty cool seeing that. But
They definitely did. So yeah, let's talk about like our final thoughts on the whole thing. Let's start with Mike.
Yeah, it actually took me a few episodes to realize it was the same people that did American Horror Story, and knowing that it really felt like an episode of American Horror Story.
Mhm.
So it's like they don't really go beyond their like little how it's set up. So
Yeah, which is kind of I do like the way they do the horror stories though. I mean, I think that they have this neat own little thing, you know. I do.
yeah.
I think it's kind of cool looking. But yeah, I didn't know it was the same guys till you said it.
Oh, was
yeah,
it? The
um,
same people did that?
mhm. I didn't like the whole, like you said, I didn't like the whole redemption thing. Like it definitely made him more human at the end. We were trying to make him be portrayed as the monster. I don't know. It kind of defeats the purpose of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It just to me, it's like, oh yeah, you could do all this stuff, but in the end, you could be redeemed. It's
Yeah. Yeah. It's fucking
kind of a
crazy.
bad way to think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, I get he was the guy was insane and he needed help, and at that time they didn't really have like the resources they do now. So I get a little sympathy from that, but it was a bit too much at that last episode. Like him going into heaven and shit like that,
Yeah, it was fucking weird.
or whatever it was. But
Well, what's your final thoughts, Dame, on the
yeah,
movie?
I mean, I like the series, the whole monster series. I think they're really well done. You do got to fact check a lot of stuff though. But you know, it's at the end of the day, it's entertainment. It's a series. I really enjoyed it. You know, I wasn't bored watching it. You know, like I said before, it was some filler stuff that you probably could have done away with, but you know, overall, you know, I liked it.
Okay.
I would give it like a 7 out of 10.
All right, Mike, what would you give it?
I mean, I think maybe the first 4 or 5 episodes it kind of drew you in, but after that, it was kind of like
Some filler at the end.
right. I'd probably give it a 6.5 to a 7 as a whole. I didn't hate it, just didn't love it.
Yeah, I probably give it like a 6.5.
I mean, the acting was great. The acting was great. You can't take that away. But I don't know. There was a lot of hokey stuff in it.
Yeah. My final thoughts, the pros of it is the acting was really good. I thought Charlie did an awesome job. Uh, like I said, if you didn't know he was Jax from Sons of Anarchy, wouldn't believe it. They made him look close enough. You know, the awkward mannerisms he had definitely worked. The tone of the voice was a little weird. Um, Laurie Metcalf, who played the mother, was great. I mean, she was great. Like I said, I could see her definitely getting an award for it for her performance. It was solid, man, and it was
Yeah.
believable. She was believable. But overall, the whole acting and the whole thing was good. The cons of it, the redemption thing, was weird. I think
Mhm.
they was definitely overdid that. Um, I thought the series moved a bit slow. It was a little bit of a slow burn. Um, we all said 4 or 5 episodes would have been more than enough. And I didn't like the Hollywood mixed in with the as an influence. They should have just kept it at the end. You know, it just mentioned it at the end, like how it was influenced or anything. I didn't need all that
Mm-hmm.
filler of, because it went nowhere. It really didn't go nowhere, you
No.
know? Um, yeah, I mean, I thought it took way too many liberties with the fact and fiction stuff. But overall, the series was decent, just too many fictional parts. But would I watch it? Yeah. I mean, did I watch it? Yeah. Would I watch another one? Yeah. Matter of fact, yeah, I think Lizzie Borden might be the next one.
Yeah.
I think I did
And
read that.
and that could be interesting because I don't think she was ever found guilty.
Yeah, and it was a long time ago. It was like
Mhm.
over 100 years,
Yeah,
the
that's
1800s or something, so
yeah. But I did think that this guy was definitely like in the 20s or something. I didn't know it was the 50s.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
exactly. I thought it was from like the 20s, 30s, or something like that. Like I didn't know he was, like I said, an R era.
Yeah. So I mean, we probably give it if we took all our numbers, it's probably like a 6.75, 6.75, which isn't bad. Worth watching at least once. But the series, it's a hot series right now. People watch it.
How it's being pushed. I mean,
Well, of course. Well, it has to be put. Anything that you put out's got to be pushed.
People love serial killers.
Always, yeah,
mhm.
Always have.
yeah.
So
When I was younger, I used to read a lot about that. Now I have less interest in it. When I was younger, I read a lot of stuff, but
yeah.
now, I could care less. Mixtapes and tasty cakes. We'll see you next week.